G Show, Peter G Show, Peter G Show, Peter G Show. Divorced dad, single dad, divorced dad, single dad. Peter G Show.
I'm telling you, every Sunday, starter problems. But here comes that music. Yes, sirree. Hell or high water, nothing's going to slow me down if I got to do this stuff in sign language. But I swear on my mother, and that's a hell of a swear, every Sunday I'm having challenges right off the bat when we start live, and I wouldn't mind if we weren't working on these issues, but I can't. It's outsmarting me. It really is, which isn't that hard, but it is. Hey, Pete. Sunday night, people. Kind of excited, kind of sad, kind of excited and sad, excited. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Listen, last show of the 2020 year. That's right, folks. We made it. One way or another. Sometimes I hobbled in. In fact, every night lately I'm having to hobble in. But then we throw the crutches off and start to dancing. Right here. It's been a hell of a ride. And just like that, also, poof, Christmas is gone. And that's something. Weird holiday this year. But I've had weirder. But I'll take it. I'll take it. Could have been a lot worse. Could be a lot better. I want you guys to start these watch parties. That's what I'm doing right now. Ah, there I am. There you go. Telling you. This afternoon, Opa, yes sir, Yasu. Nick. Telling you, this afternoon I was hell-bent. I said I'm going to have 3 different ways to make sure when we start this show there's not going to be an audio problem. And I went with 3 different ways and said, okay, it's working. Go to start the show live. For the bumper 30 minutes ago. Same old shit. The minute Facebook kicks in, it cuts my audio off, and you have to physically, it's not my equipment, I'm physically having to just somehow unplug it and plug it back in. Lots of changes going to be coming up by February or March. We're already looking into it. But anyway, here we are, and I'm thankful for it. So, thankful for you guys. Hope you're starting a watch party, right? Share. You know what? Through the course of the year and all that, I look at all the growth and the change. Right now, let me tell you something real quick. This is show number 98 tonight with Mr. Bob Paff, East Meets West. Last show of the year, rightfully so, with the infamous Mr. Bob Paff, Baltimore's Bob Paff, East Coast. Paul, I need a fact checker right now. Never mind a fact checker. My daughter's starting to make fun of me. This is getting bad. I got to get off my motivational couch. Anyway, this is show number 98. In 2 more weeks, people, 2 more weeks, we will be having our 100th anniversary show, and I'm hoping I'm going to pull it together and give you a 100th anniversary show. But we did 100 live shows, or getting ready to be doing 100 live Facebook shows. Now, granted, there are way more than 100 shows going on, but this was our 100th live Facebook show. If you go back, we probably have 250 total shows when we did pre-records, and I just uploaded them and sent them on their way, and anybody who wants to watch. But this is our 100th. That's 2 years worth, basically. I had a couple of weeks off here and there. I'm entitled. Union, you know. But it's going to be our 100th show, and it may not sound like a lot, but it's a lot. honestly, Pepsi had it right. God bless Pepsi. Spoke to Pepsi the other day. But Pepsi had it right. He says the real show to this show is filming what it takes to do this show, because it's like the One Stooges, or 2 or 3 Stooges, or 4 or 5, depending on what week it is. How much help I have lately with Corona. It's been a they weaned me off of everybody and go, you got this. You can do it on your own. I go, I can? They go, yeah, you can. I'm going, okay, I can do it. Fuck, I hate it. I don't like it. I'm a mingler. I like interaction. I like bouncing off of you guys when we have call-ins, even though you don't call in, but I like it. I feed off of that stuff, you know? I'm better. I'm a better person when I get to work with other people. I just know. But anyway, it's the way it is. I want you to start those watch parties, people. I'm so grateful. Show number 98. Anyway, last week, real quick, had Miss Jennifer Perry, entertainment publicist. Very thankful for her. She was fun. From Atlanta, GA. Hot Atlanta. Grateful. It was fun. Tonight, last Sunday of the month, last Sunday of the year, last show of the year, Mr. Bob Paff, Baltimore's East Coast Bob Paff, in a segment that I'm, been calling East Meets West. Call him up. He's got different things going on his side of the country. We got things going on, and we just bitch about a lot of stuff. It's pretty good. I gotta love it. But anyway, I'll take it, And East Meets West. Next week, I'm going to tell you real quick, I got from New York. She's pretty good. This is going to be kind of deep again. We're back. Oh, no, is it next week? No. Yeah, next week, next year. 2020. First show of the new year. Dr. Bindi Babu. She's a PhD. She's got all kinds of stuff on narcissism. It's a pretty hot, shitty subject, but I mean, there's a lot of narcissists in this world that abuse people and put people through hell, and I'm going to have her on till next week, so that's going to be interesting too. All right, again, I hope you're starting these watch parties. Remember, folks, and I forgot to tell them, son of a gun, we're going to wait. I'm on. I got you. God bless, there's so much going on. So much going on. We're on, because I know he forgets. He's training. My bad. Yeah, Bolt, thank you, Paul. I know. I'm trying to get along with this whole damn thing. But at the end of the day, it's all good. It all comes out one way or the other. Yes, I'm live, teens. Alabama. We are live right here. Thank you for tuning in. I got Bob Paff on tonight. Did I tell you that? It's going to be awesome. But let me do this too. So much going on. Holy, I'm still starting watch parties, you know what I mean? You can't do enough watch parties. There you go, watch party. I keep forgetting. I could not be here. I was killing time. It's a show trick. If it wasn't for my beloved Bolt Energy, folks, God bless Bolt Energy, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Bolt Energy, number one, knows what I do and has still backed me up and decided to still sponsor me. Even through Corona. Bolt Energy, it's a better energy drink. Why Bolt Energy? This is the biggest thing since sliced bread, okay? Come close, listen. No preservatives, all right? No preservatives. There's no preservatives in this stuff. Try to find an energy drink that doesn't have preservatives. I'm telling you, you won't find it, all right? There are none. These guys are workout fanatics. They care about what they put into their bodies, and they work their asses off. And believe me, one day I'm going to have Chris on the show, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But it's enriched with vitamins and antioxidants. It's a cleaner energy drink. I mean, it's all natural stuff. It doesn't just get you all jacked up like 80 cups of coffee. And because the bottom line is that when you're putting natural stuff in there, you're not going to feel like you're all, just taken off to the moon, but it gives you that energy boost of stuff that you need. And the crash, there's no crash. It's just giving you a little bit more kick in the ass. And believe me, I need that little bit more kick in the ass a lot. Biggest deal is, let me tell you in a second here. I'll open it up. I think there's a little buzz going on. Paul, you hear a buzz in the background over there in your end of the woods? Here's what's happening with Bolt Energy. Oh, it tastes good. It does. It's refreshing. It's got a little bit of carbonation to it. It's bright. You know, you don't need an 80-ounce can. Tastes good. Ask for Bolt Energy in stores. If you don't see Bolt Energy, go to www.drinkboltenergy. And if they don't have it, just ask them. Say, how come you guys aren't carrying Bolt Energy? And it's like, what is this? Is my final joke, Bolt Energy joke of the year. It's like, what is this? With Bolt Energy you speak of in the local stores? Say, Bolt Energy is an energy drink. Because you get it, we'll buy it. If you can't find Bolt Energy, go to www.drinkboltenergy. And good. Okay, maybe the buzz is only on my side. I got a buzz. I love the drink. Ask for Bolt Energy, www.drinkboltenergy, and believe me, they'll tell you where you can find it. They're growing. God bless Bolt Energy for being in my corner for coming up on our 100th show in 2 more weeks. Did I tell you we're going to have a 100th anniversary show? In 2 more weeks, January 10th. But in the meantime, let's call Bob Paff up, all right? How about that, you say? He's probably waiting, going, what the hell? I don't blame him. Believe me, I had problems with him tonight. Me and my stupid equipment. Things are going to be changing. Next year, we're going to be growing. Let's see here. Yeah, oh, there I am. Everywhere I go, there I am. Let's call a Bob a Paff. Hey, Bob. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Bolt Energy. Just missed your plug, but I love you anyway. It's my bad. I forgot. It was a good one, though. You missed it. You should have been there. We're calling Bob Paff right now. Oh, boy. He better be available, because I just talked to him a little while ago. Could be one of those nights. I got a lot to talk about, Bob. I'm telling you, I've been watching Bob Paff for a good part of the month, because he's on Facebook and LinkedIn and all that same stuff that we do. And let me tell you something. He's got a lot to bitch about. There's a lot going on in his end that come on, Bobby. Hey, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Is it too bright?
No, you're all right.
Am I good? Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. I'm just glad to be here right at this point.
Hey, listen, I've got these on, but I'm going to be very careful.
Okay.
You're telling me that.
It is what it is. It's the one on your right side. That's where the microphone is.
Yes, yeah.
But
I don't have a wireless thing, so I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just I didn't realize, but the microphone. That's the microphone. Every time it hit your lapel the last time, it was clicking because it was smashing, and it's emphasized at times 1,000. It doesn't matter. You're here and I'm here, and we're all here, and I'm proud of that, ladies and gentlemen. The infamous late night Mr. Bob Paff right here.
Hey, everybody. Thank you.
Let me tell you something. I've already been telling everybody it's been a month, and it's been a hell of a month as always lately. And I've been watching you this month, as I always do.
Yeah.
And I just think
good?
I think you're pretty riled up. There's a lot of stuff getting under your, things are good. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about as always. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I've been saving it. Even when I talked to you earlier this evening, I didn't want to say a word. I don't even want to, I wanted to open this can of worms up as we got going.
Yeah.
But first of all, I know I wished you a Merry Christmas before, but, it was the holidays and a little bit different, a lot different for you again, How was your holidays?
Very quiet. This is the first year that I did not, I didn't really decorate. We didn't even have a tree this year.
Yeah.
First time in my 60 years that I just, it was a different year, not only for me, but for lots of people. And obviously having lost my son last year was the worst year of my life, but I managed to rally and decorate and do a tree and all that. But this year I just didn't feel like it. There was a shortage, apparently, of Christmas trees around, so every place that my daughter and I went to try to get a tree, we were not successful. So
really?
Yeah, it was really strange.
Did you look late, or they just said they thought it was going to be so shitty that they didn't cut so many?
No, I think that's what it was. I think the latter. We looked about maybe a week before, maybe 5 or 6 days, so it wasn't so late.
Right.
But I think what you said was it. I think a lot of people thought it was going to be such a shitty year, to use your term, that they just didn't bother. I think, it was fine if you went out to cut down a tree.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're there, right? Yeah. If you grow trees, then you need people to cut them down and buy them.
Sure.
But if you're a retailer and you're having them shipped in, those trees, correct me if I'm wrong, Pete, but I think they're cut down in like October or November and shipped and all that stuff. They're not. Everybody thinks they're cut down like the week before Christmas. They're not.
I honestly have no idea.
You got to get them here.
I don't even know. I don't know the process. I mean, because I've been a artificial tree. Ever since when I was married, we were using real trees. And now, since I've been unmarried, I mean, when I moved, honestly, when I first moved out of my house, I literally, not knowing what to do, temporarily, literally rented a room, for that first 6 or 7 months, and I was in this little, and again, God bless the woman who rented me the room and all that, but my daughter. So I put a tree in the bedroom, and I went and bought a small artificial tree. No, it's even small, like a 6-7 footer tree, but it was artificial because I just needed to do something. She was little anyway, but it was just kind of weird. But believe me, I'm sure I'm not the only one that can tell these kind of stories. But this year, I did not decorate inside. I decorated outside. I just felt the need to let neighbors be, to make it look somewhat. I did. I'm the guy. I'm the guy that wants to light up the whole friggin' house.
Really?
Yeah. I can't help it.
So why didn't you do it inside?
Because it's just me and my daughter, and it's just a weird, quiet year. Honestly, she's been so busy that I'm thankful I had her. In fact, Christmas Day is the day I was having her, and she didn't show up till like 6 o'clock in the evening. You know what I mean? And
wow.
And because she was busy with her mother's side has a lot of family and things like that. And I've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, you're not missing a whole lot here. But I slaved all day. I cooked a leg of lamb and roasted potato. Yeah, I was really wanting to make something different that I haven't done because I just haven't done these things in a long time.
Yeah.
And at the end of the, she came, and I'm not going to let it bother me. I wanted to eat like around 4 or 5. We ate at like 7:30 or 8, and I just said, you know what, stop sweating it. I'm very grateful for everything. Just screw it. But I didn't decorate on the inside, and I like it because I used to like coming home and just sitting and with the ambiance of the Christmas lights. I like that.
Yeah.
But I've also put in a lot of little like LED. Strip lighting that you can't see that you can, so there's like a glow in the house anyway, kind of. So
right.
But I didn't, and it's shameful. But there's.
So you didn't do a tree either?
I didn't.
Okay.
I have one. I still have one, but I didn't go get a fresh one, and I didn't put up the artificial one. I just didn't feel like I'm doing it. Really, it's 99 point. The amount of time she spends here because she's so busy. I just said, it's all me working my ass off, and I got plenty of things to do right now.
So let me ask you: was it that? Was it the year 2020 that everybody was just feeling the energy was clearly different this year? I've been one of the things I just finished another Marianne Williamson book here.
Man, God bless you. I can't read. My attention span sucks.
Oh my God. Peter, I think this is the 6th book of hers I've read in the last month.
You've been buying that. She should be sending you greetings, Christmas cards.
She should be. Everyday grace, having hope, finding forgiveness, and making miracles. And she talks about the meaning of Christmas. Let me read it to you while we're here.
I'm here.
Christmas represents the spiritual possibility that we will leave behind who we used to be and become who we were created to be. Isn't that awesome?
That's deep. I've never heard it put that way.
I'm a deep guy.
In fact, I think it was just today that I read that somebody said cutting down a Christmas tree represents the death of Christ, and then I wish I paid more attention. It was something about cutting it down and then celebrating Christmas, the rebirth. I don't know, but there was, again, I never heard it put that way either.
Yeah, I saw something like that in the Starbucks, and I actually posted it. It was something about I don't know if it was the wise men or the shepherds or whatever in the trees and some a rebirth kind of a thing like that. I think it was something along those lines.
I got a lot.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful for every day. And again, I have a lot to be thankful for, regardless of how shitty everybody. The one thing is that the New Year's coming up, and I can remember since I was very, very young. People going, New Year's night, like during, everybody's getting a buzz going, and I remember my girlfriend's sisters or whatever, and people going, Happy New Year. So it's got to be better than last year. This past year.
Yeah.
Like, people say that every year, I think.
Correct. They do. They do.
You don't know how bad you got it until it gets worse. And,
yeah.
And it was my term. I like the color of it, but it was a shitty year. I mean, that really kind of explains it, But
yeah.
We're here. So I'm grateful. I guess the word grateful has come very big into my category of
your vocabulary.
Yeah, sir. I am grateful every day. I make a lot of mistakes, but I'm still going. So
Yeah.
So Christmas. So you kind of laid low.
I did. I saw. I went to Christmas Eve Mass with. So 3 of my 6 children were in the church. 2 of them were with their mother on the other side of the church, and then one was with me with his fiance and her family.
Isn't that kind of weird when you're kind of split? Believe me, I live that. I don't do it lately, but it's a weird feeling, right?
Yeah,
it's like Pink Floyd, us and them.
Yeah. No, it is. And so so then I had dinner with my son and his fiance, her family, on Christmas Eve, and then got up Christmas morning by myself and picked up my kids at noon, and then we went to my niece's for brunch, and then we went to my son's fiance's mother and her family for dinner. So it was. And then yesterday it was like the favorite Christmas movie. I was Home Alone. So
I just learned to not sweat. I mean, believe me, it's not the first holiday I've spent by myself. I have people I see on Facebook. He's very, very blessed. Financially, things have gone his way, and he can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, pretty much. I can just tell he's lonely. You hear that always bored, always looking for something to do. I don't ever get like that. Believe me, I spend a lot of alone time. I'm busy. I'm not out and about and just like out on the town all the time. But those days are. I've had many of them, and I'll have many of them again. But right now, it's like this is all that matters to me. And that guy, and he's constantly. It's like Christmas Eve. What's anybody doing tonight? And then he just goes out and does something and extravagant, and showing everybody. And then back home, it's like I'm bored. Anybody, what's anybody doing? I'm going,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So learning to be alone and being okay. That's a good thing.
I think you and I talked about it. I think maybe last month we talked about it. It's a very good thing. It's a very difficult thing. Most people can't do it, I will say. And I read a lot, so I read a whole lot. And Williamson talks about that. I want to say there's an art to being alone. Maybe if that makes any sense. There's definitely a process, and it's a journey that a lot of people just really are not comfortable with. We're overstimulated in this world, and I don't watch somebody. I feel terrible. I didn't know about the Nashville bombing until the end of the day.
Me too.
Somebody said something to me about it. I said, "What are you talking about?" And I felt so out of the loop, particularly given what I do. But the news just really is exhausting, and it's draining, and it's negative. So anyway,
it was just one day, Christmas Day, pretty much. I turned off, which is highly unusual for me because this is what I live. This is a big part of what I do. Christmas Day, I really pretty much turned off, and I caught that towards the end of the day. I didn't understand it, and I said, whatever's happened, there's nothing personal that I can do. And I'll catch up and I'll see what's going on. We're going to talk about that too as we get into the holidays. But it's a struggle. Everybody's saying there's a buzz going on or something. Excuse me. I'm going to wreck once again. This is a whole other thing. Hang on. I'm going to unplug the audio from the camera and replug it in again. And it's going to sound like shit, people, but I'm trying to make it better. And I apologize. So Please stand by.
All right.
There's a buzz coming from somewhere.
Uh,
I don't know where that buzz is coming from.
Yeah, I'm hearing it now.
Are you?
Yeah.
How can you hear it?
I'm hearing something.
Oh, you might hear the heater. I don't know.
Maybe that's what it is. You got a heater going on there, something like that.
Yeah, the fireplace.
I'm hearing
going,
something. There you go.
Really?
So maybe it's the fire. Maybe
Yeah.
it's the fireplace I'm hearing. I don't know.
You can't see it. That's why. And you know what? Last month you said something about. Let me make sure. Is the audio still going now? Peter, please tell about. Oh, Gene says Merry Christmas and come get your card.
Hey, Gene.
Yeah, come get your
Come
card.
get your card.
Go get your card, Bob. You live in the neighborhood. Come on.
Not that close, Gene.
Wait,
Yeah,
way
not that
better.
close.
Okay, somebody says way better because I can't hear it. The problem is
okay.
monitoring this. I'm listening headphones out. It's when it goes through Facebook. The only way I can listen is to go and get a different, a phone or something and listen to what's going on. It sucks. I'm getting ready to make some major changes within a month or two. We're already looking into it because I've had it. But anyway, God bless rock and roll. Yeah. Okay. A lot of stuff gone on since we talked last time. That's real quick. I want to tell you. So you're seeing, when you're looking at me, you're seeing a green screen, completely different background than the crowd is seeing. And last month you said you liked it better because it wasn't so distracting, and I know why. Because when you were watching me last time, you could see the TV monitor with you in it, and I figured it kind of said it was like too much because you're watching yourself in latency time and all that. So I kind of said, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't know. I just wanted to say because I thought I watch these shows a lot. I have to look and see what's going on all the time.
True.
And you said there's just like less busy, and I'm going less busy. That background that you're seeing that nobody else can see is pretty busy. I mean, it's a weird background, but it cancels out you being able to see the big screen that you're on. So therefore, you're not kind of watching yourself, and it's all screwing. While we're paying attention, even the sound, like you're listening to my mic from the laptop of the Skype feed, but it sounds completely different when you do the live show.
Right.
Because you're only hearing the normal audio. But anyway, so I wanted to get that out of the way. I understood what you were saying because I'm going, what does he mean? It's like different. Anyway. All right, let's get into real time. Last month, we talked about elections and this and that. You lost. You're in Baltimore, Maryland. You got a mayor that you completely despise. Is that fair enough in saying?
Yeah, I don't know if despise is the right word.
Oh, come on.
I mean, listen, I'm not a fan. I think he's going to be a disaster. I think he's incapable. I think he's unqualified. I think it's more of the same. Despise has more of a personal meaning. I don't know the guy. I just think he's going to be a disaster. I think he's the wrong person. I do sort of have this visceral feeling about him. He's part of the old guard. That's all he's ever done. So yes, it's very, very upsetting to me.
I saw you showed a picture of him in Target. He was whoever caught him in Target. He's dressed like a homeboy. He's a young guy. I mean, and so he's just.
He's almost 40, so he's not.
Well, that generation doesn't give a shit about how they look or how they kind of carry themselves. I mean,
I think people who dress like. Listen, I think, and it was funny because a lot of people, most people, I would say 99% agreed that it was unprofessional. You had some people that said, some people that think you can dress however you want. I'm from a generation, as are you, I think that, listen, if you're an elected official, if you're a public servant, you're a role model, you have to appear a certain way. I just think you do.
I mean, you showed us, you showed her side by side of
I did, of Bob Wallace.
Bob Wallace, and that.
Right.
Look, I kind of get it. Look, you're the mayor. I mean, it's not like you're, a manager at a place or something like that. You're the mayor of.
You're not working at the Target. You're correct.
Mayor of Baltimore. Now, I get it some days, but I've always had a problem because, I don't like when I see people going shopping in their pajamas and things like that. I'm going, because believe me, I had a daughter. I mean, at the time, she'd go down to the local Circle K or whatever in her PJs, and I was just like, to have a little bit of decency. I mean, I know it goes on a lot, okay? Maybe I'm old school, but it's like, put some frigging clothes on. I don't give a shit that you're going, and there I go again with shit, see, because it really does spell the word. But it's like, I know you're only going down the street real quick, you're running in and you're running out. But it's just I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, and so as I said, for the mayor of Baltimore who makes over $190,000 a year,
really?
And is elected, it was a bad optic for lots of reasons. That particular target was not in the city. It happened to be a day, I think it was a Saturday. It was Small Business Saturday, when everybody was trying to support small business. He paid lip service to that, and yet was caught's the right word, because he had his hoodie on. I guess he was trying to hide, and people took his picture then posted it.
Does he live in that area?
No, where he did not live in that area. And again, you listen. When you're a public figure, you're subject to criticism, ridicule, being photographed.
You're
right? You're held to a higher standard, and I think it's fair. I think it's fair to be held to that, and I think if you're going to be a role model and you're representing this city that is really had. Peter, this is the 7th year in a row that we've had over 300 homicides. We just the last count was 331. That was 2 days ago. I'm sure it's more
for the year.
But for the year, 7th year in a row that we've had over 300. We're a shrinking city of less than 600,000 people. So it's not acceptable to be that optic. It was wrong. It was wrong. Totally wrong. So. Yes, I did put that out there.
It's Teens from Alabama says, wait, having a hoodie doesn't mean trying to hide. I'm gonna need pics. I get it. A lot of the younger crowd, I don't understand always having a hood on your head. I don't understand that. I don't.
Yeah.
You got a hoodie on
inside.
right now.
I don't well, I do, but I never
You should put
wear
it on. Yeah, you should put it on.
No, God, no. But yeah, I do. But it's of my son's university, and so I'm representing, shall we say? But not. First of all, again, not inside. I don't understand why you would wear a hat or anything.
Well,
really
it's cold
inside,
over there, isn't it? You shoveling snow?
It was in the late 20s today. It's very cold here today, but it's not cold inside the Target.
You got snow?
We don't have any snow here. Huh? Yeah, further north of us, people have snow, but we don't have any snow here.
So it's not cold inside. I get it. It's not cold inside.
Yeah. So to your listener's point about not hiding or whatever, okay. I would have thought maybe he was trying to hide because he didn't want to be seen. So if he wasn't hiding, what was he doing?
Again, if you're lazy and you don't feel like you're going to go to the store and say, I feel like
you haven't done your hair, or something, maybe.
Well, he can get nappy, I mean,
true. That's true.
You know, but you can put a hat on, but the hood and the hat and the tell me he didn't have. Well, they didn't show down bottom, but tell me he just wasn't like in shower slippers. With white socks.
I don't know about the shower slippers, but he was definitely in a hooded sweatshirt and looked like sweatpants with a t-shirt.
So what else are you
sticking
wearing?
out of the bottom of it? Right. So maybe
probably
flip-flops or
then again, some people call that fashionable.
I suppose they do.
Yeah.
I'll concede that. Yeah, I suppose there's some people that call it fashionable. I think I think it was disrespectful.
Yes, you're the friggin' mayor of Baltimore. I'm sorry, the word mayor. It's like, how's friggin' mayor? It's like you should be number one thanking your lucky stars. I mean, maybe it's something to be. It could be worse,
Yeah. Well, last I knew, Baltimore was the 16th largest city in America. I mean, that may have changed by a number or two because we're less than 600,000 people now, but it's still a big number, right? It's an important position, and this is the respect that you show for it. I think it was atrocious. I really think it was atrocious. This guy does not support small business as he professes he does, and the restaurants here are shut down. I don't know what's going on in California, but indoor and outdoor dining was shut down with a day's warning.
We're getting there.
Okay. Yeah, and you had people that ordered their food for the weekend only to be told that they're being shut down.
Yeah. Teens is killing me. She says, Peter has a suit on, Bob has a hoodie on. It's like, Bob was supposed to wear a tuxedo tonight, okay? I don't know what happened.
Tell him that it's midnight here on the East Coast.
And that's true.
Bob
that's
is exhausted.
By midnight, I will have a hoodie on,
Right.
I will have a
and
hoodie.
Bob's hoodie says Brown University.
I don't see that.
I don't know if you can.
It's a little bit low. There you go.
See
there you go.
Bob's
now I can. Yeah.
hoodie. So it's yeah.
Listen, it's okay.
Yeah.
Look, again, I don't judge content. It's all about what's in the show.
You're the host, guy. You're the one's got to be wearing a tuxedo. When I was in your spot, right? But
I get
right,
it.
You're the man.
No, we are the men right now. But again, it's what we bring to the table. It's like again, it's I appreciate. I tell you that every day. The fact that you were willing to come share the stage with me, so to speak, because it's important. Because again, I feel you have a lot to bring to the table, and I've always told you that, and I'll always tell you that, and so
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's like okay, you know what? If you did wear a tuxedo, which would have been funny, the thing is, would it change what we're talking about? Not a bit. We're still every bit
Correct.
the same person. But the thing is, you are not the friggin' mayor, so you can get away with
Well, take that a step further, though. Clearly, I don't have a problem with a hoodie. I don't wear one on my head.
Yes.
So to your listener, clearly I'm okay with the apparel.
Mm-hmm.
I just wouldn't be wearing it in public if I were the mayor. So let's be very clear on
Apparently
that.
Apparently, she's a fan of yours. I mean, I know who she is, but she seems to be must be one of your
right.
fans. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So that's my point. Is that I just think it was inappropriate.
Yeah.
I have no problem with the attire.
Of course you
by
do.
itself.
You know when to dress for the occasion. I'm not doubting that. No. And all these people, it's like Bob. I'm pretty much just I have to keep sending messages every 30 minutes to make sure he doesn't go to bed. You know what I mean? To get on. Thank God for your daughter watching a football game tonight. You know what I
mean? The Packers won big. So go Packers.
That's one.
My daughter is a huge Packers fan.
Really?
So
all right, cool. My daughter's kind of gotten into a little bit of football with her
huge
girlfriend
Packers
and stuff. Yeah, so it's like cool. I don't know. I don't follow baseball.
Yeah. So I was sitting up with her watching the football game.
Cool.
So you're right.
And that's good thing because it kept you here to make sure that I didn't lose this day. Because Bob, you are not only the last Sunday show of the year, it's show number 98, which is only 2 shows away from being the 100th anniversary of live Facebook. Not only the Peter G Show, because you know that I've had you on 3+ years ago. I probably have 2. I don't count. I don't even look at it life is too fast. But there's probably 250 plus shows out there of the Peter G Show. But Facebook, it's show number 98. So in 2 more weeks, I'm having a 100th anniversary show. I mean, that's
very cool. Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know. I mean, it's as screwed up as it is. I mean, it really is. It's like, but it's something to be said for because
it is something to be said.
A lot of people can't last a few shows. I mean, they got this great idea, but they just can't hold court, for very long. Yeah,
I did mine for 2 years, here on WCBM on the AM station here, and I did it for 2 years, which is a big deal. We had a great run, and I decided to walk away for whatever reasons, but
something else will come on. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But that was the whole thing. I'm going, okay, this is perfect because now you that's one less thing in your life to have to do. Let me start and snag you to contribute, to bring to the table. And again, I have no problem. It's like I'm not one of those guys. I used to, as a drummer, I knew guys that were drummers that were like very like, don't you steal my gigs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not that guy. I can give a shit. Yeah. I mean, I'm really not, because if you have something to offer, you're going to do whatever you're going to do regardless. And the thing was, I want you to, it's like if you pick up my people or whatever and vice versa, it's like, oh, good for us. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Exactly. And that was my big deal because, again, I knew I could talk to you. You were always been accommodating enough and willing to go the distance. And I'm saying this for the, I've said it several times, but I mean it. And it's like, because there's a lot of people, in this world, there's jealousy and there's like mine. It's like, screw that shit. Shit. Yeah. Shit is the word of the last word of the year. I'm using
shit.
I'm using that word a lot tonight. But I have many other words I can use, but shit seems to be the one.
That's your word tonight.
Yeah.
You're sticking with that word.
Hang on a second. So teens, this woman is on tonight, on fire. Teens, ask him, Bob, if you had one thing you could tell teens, the guys, girls you don't know, what would it be? What? If you had one thing you could tell teens, the guys, girls you don't know, what would it be? That's a weird one.
Yeah, I don't know that
You're not prepared?
fully understanding the question.
I don't either. Let's see. I don't know if you could tell everybody. If you could tell anybody that now that we're on the last show of the year, what would it be? I mean, the biggest. I want that. I usually ask you at the end of the show, but we'll do it now because there's so much to talk about. Holy crap! Holy shit!
Well, this was. I go back to the book. I go back to Williamson's book here, Everyday Grace, and really thinking about. I thought about this. What's it all about? What's this life all about? What's this year been about? What are the holidays about? She says it in here, the holidays are about the birth of God and the arrival of miracles. They're about personal transformation and the emergence of a new self. They're not about whose relatives we're going to be with, who we have to buy gifts for, and whether or not we have the money to pay for them all. Such material considerations rob our energy and eat away at our soul. Yet such anxiety-ridden dynamics will prevail if we surrender to the endless nagging of our ego mind. That's powerful stuff, right? That's deep stuff. So what she really implies there to whoever was asking that question is it's all about the ego. We worry about things if
Within
it's not the right
head.
gift or it's not. It's in your own head.
Overthink things.
Oh my God! I mean, we really, when you think about it, and you've seen these books and these sayings. You talk to yourself more than you talk to anybody, so be careful what you say. So maybe this is the answer to your person is I would encourage people to stay in their lane. It's and I'll tell you, man, it's difficult to do. We're bombarded with stimulus. We're bombarded with the television. We're bombarded with the internet. We're bombarded with the radio. We're bombarded with toxic people in our lives. It's hard work. Yeah. It is really, really, really hard work. I think it's one of the things that my son who passed away struggled with. And if you're an empath like I am, if you take on the world's pain and the world's suffering, like I think, and I'll lump the political scene into it. It's a good time to talk about that. It's the last, and maybe it was on your list, as we have a new administration coming in.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well,
maybe.
Whatever. But well, here's my thing though, Peter.
Maybe.
But here's my thing. I think they've all really done us an injustice. I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on. I really do believe you've got that 1% that controls everything. Money is power. And the rest of us kind of get caught up in that like hamsters on a wheel. And I think sheep, yeah, absolutely. And I feel sorry for all those people that lost their lives this year, not only because of COVID, Peter. What we haven't heard about is the addiction is up. Depression is up. Suicide is, all of these things are up because of people struggling. So now the diagnosis of anybody dies is always COVID. They died of COVID, no matter what it was. It seems,
you're right.
Right?
You're right. You're right.
It does seem like the death certificate always points to COVID, and we don't get into any pre-existing conditions. We don't get into age and all that kind of stuff. I think I shared last month with you, and this was last month, that over 100,000, 40% of the people that died were connected to long-term care facilities, which tells us that they're elderly.
Yeah.
They're elderly people, and we don't hear that granular data as I refer to it. So, long-winded answer to that question. I think this was a time, and maybe it's why you and I didn't decorate. We didn't do anything. Is to really sort of stay inside of your own space, stay in your own lane, stay in your own head, and really think about life's purpose and what matters, really. But it's hard.
It is hard. I don't like it.
Hard stuff.
Would I rather have some great, days and all that? But I know it's not the end. And so therefore, I always, to me, it's like, there was better days in the past. I'm not saying last year or the year before, but I've had, we've all had some great days, and we all want to do things, but it kind of is what it is, and I just take it for what it is, and I'm going, you know what, God willing, so long as I wake up, this is the path we're going in, and my goal is hell-bent to make this bigger, better, stronger. I'm not backing down. I mean, I can't wait for this next year to start because everything's shut down so hard this past year about like, in the beginning of the spring when they were like scaring the shit out of us. And we all abided because we're going like, well, who do you believe? But now people are starting to catch on, and so some people are going, hey, wait a minute, this is not all the I don't know, that's like shame on you, but there's people that are going to figure it out, and there's people that's still following per course of like everybody telling them what to do, and why? Because because we should believe them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to be. I'm grateful to be here, and God bless it, teens. You got a new fan. Either she's been your fan or whatever. But go, Bob, go. Love your work. Yeah. See.
Thank you. Well, thank
you. Believe me, I'm sure you'll hear from her. It's like Bob Paff can be easily found on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. What else? Twitter or whatever. It's all there. You're right there.
Google. I had an old friend call me the other day, and it was great. We got our signals got crossed, and I reconnected with this guy who shares my name of all things, and he I haven't talked to him in years, and he too lost a son. Very tragic story, but he called me and he said, I didn't have your number. I had to find you. I had to Google you. And he's like, wow. He said, congratulations on all you've done and all that, which is very sweet. Very nice of him to say that, but I don't think of myself that way. I'm sure you don't either. We just do what we do, Peter.
Exactly.
And you put it out there, and I never really think about it. It's funny. People will say to me, you should do this and you should do that. And I say, well, why? Or no, I shouldn't. I just try to be me and talk about the experiences and share. To me, it's sharing experiences. I mean, that's really what it's about. You're the only guy. I don't stay up until we started this late. I don't want to make you feel bad. I know I keep saying that. It's late on the East Coast, and I don't do this for everybody. I don't. So it's not a matter of, oh, Bob, you should do it, no matter how late it is, and you're tired because it's going to make you rich and famous. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
That's for sure. That is
right. Yeah. But I'm doing it to spend the time with you and to have this conversation and to do so. Yeah. So I do things that really matter to me, I guess is what I'm saying, and things that I
get it.
Feel a connection to. I don't do things just because they're expedient or they'll make me famous or they'll make me rich or they'll make me whatever. I mean, I have a purpose.
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm trying to say, and I know you do as well. And Williamson's very interesting. I didn't know her. I don't mean I sound like her agent all of a sudden over the last month. I know I do. I had no idea who the woman was until she ran for the Democratic nomination for president. She was in a couple debates. I don't know if you remember her.
I don't.
She didn't last very long because she's an author and a healer and a speaker and all that kind of stuff. She's not a politician. She's not even really what I would call a business person, really. And I didn't even know her before.
How'd you find her?
A friend sent me one of her books. She ordered it for me and somebody else, and I read it because I love to read. And I fell in love with her writing style. Marianne Williamson writes like she speaks, so she tells a story. And then I discovered all the other books. I think I have 6 of her books that are here. But here's how she made it. She wrote a book in 1992, Peter. She's been around for a long time. I think she's 68 or between 68 and 70 now. Oprah discovered her, found her, and put one of her books on the Oprah list or whatever Oprah calls it, right?
Right.
And of course, the rest was history.
Yes.
And I love what Williamson said about it, though. She said, when I got that royalty check, it was the biggest check I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, and she lives, I think she's in California. She might be in L.A. or maybe it was at the time. Maybe she's in New York. I think she's going back and forth. But she said, everybody's saying, oh, you should go buy a house and you should do this and you should do that. And she said, no, I just think I'm going to redo my condo. Or, because it wasn't about the money for her. And it was about her sharing her life's experiences and being she doesn't talk about a husband, but she sort of alludes to a significant other. She has a daughter. She only has the one child. but she doesn't talk about my husband or this or that. And she talks about her parents, and she just shares a lot of life experiences. But and you were asking me about, so on this particular book, Peter, it says, what is it? How does it describe her? Author of, a number of books, and she writes a lot for women, but translated in more than 20 languages, that she's, an author, speaker, blah, 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 blah. But, everyday peace, everyday purpose, everyday hope, everyday love, everyday grace. So, she's great.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Listen.
Good stuff.
Teens approves from Alabama. Okay. I'm telling you, she's like.
Oh, I just got her friend.
Look at that.
Tell her I got a friend request from her.
Yeah, it is. She's breaking up with me, and there you go. But see, but we can all get along. It's all good.
But I appreciate that because
That's
I do
right.
get a lot of friend requests, and I get a lot of strange, as you probably do.
I do.
It's a shame. I really think Mr. Zuckerberg needs to do a better job of weeding out the scammers.
I get a lot of girls that like scandalous stuff.
I get a lot of. I got a scandalous. I got a scantily clad young lady on what's the other Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's always a red flag when people send you a message and say, I just had this happen a couple weeks ago. How are you today?
Oh.
And I said, how can I help you? Went to I said, what do you want?
Yeah.
Well, what do you do?
And
I said, and then I just blocked the person.
I'm a millionaire.
Yeah. So what you got to do is say, I'm about to step on.
I don't have the time.
And then, of course, you'll get all the questions or whatever.
I
but
don't have the time.
It's just like, honey, yeah. So anyway, you got to be careful.
Either way,
you got to be careful.
Once again, proving my point. It's like the thing is, I do this show. You're on because again, I feel you have something to bring to the table. It's like it's if you all of a sudden tomorrow made Oprah called you again and says, Bob, it's like. All good. It's like I don't, we're all just good. It doesn't. I'm not one of those guys.
Well, let me tell you something about that. It's really funny because I want to achieve certain level of commercial success because one of the things that I really want to do is I would like to see mental health care coverage therapy for anyone, regardless of their ability to pay. You may have seen some of my posts about that.
Easier said than done.
And easier said than done. It's going to take a lot of money, but I'd be willing to fund it. So, or at least kick it off and start. And I think I could. I think we can get it off the ground. I think we could do something.
Did you see where Bezos' ex-wife, just donated $4.2 billion
Correct. Yeah. Well, 40 million of that to a university here that's about a mile away from me.
God bless her. I mean, really.
Predominantly black university. I agree. But anyway, to that point, I started thinking, Marianne Williamson talks a lot about miracles. And what she said people need to do, and I'll give you this advice because I've incorporated it, you need to ask for a miracle. You need to say, God, help me with this, or we don't ask enough. She says, and God believes that we don't ask enough.
I feel like I over-ask.
Well, not according to her, you can't. So anyway, and I started thinking, okay, I'm gonna achieve this commercial success, right? Because there's so many things. Listen, if I had Bezos' money, there would be mental health care for everybody. It would be for everybody. We wouldn't have homelessness. I don't care if I had to build towns or shelter, whatever we do, we just wouldn't have it. My son is moving to Denver, and he just got back. Denver's got a huge homeless problem now, and he said, Dad, it was everywhere. Everywhere I go. Austin's a great city, huge homeless problem. Baltimore, huge homeless problem. San Francisco, L.A., got huge,
good weather,
right?
Yeah.
Right. So we wouldn't have any of that. But I started thinking, how am I going to achieve that level of success? And then I stopped and I thought, well, I'm out there. My book came out in 2015. It's done very well. It's on Audible. I've recorded it. If you Google me, lots of stuff pops up. I've had 2 talk shows. I thought it's possible that Oprah could. When I wrote the book, I sent it off to Ellen. I was on the Steve Harvey show before the book came out in 2014. So it's really entirely possible, Peter, that could happen. And God orchestrates the whole thing, and I get that phone call, or I get that whatever, I get that text message, and that happens, and that takes off. And,
Absolutely,
and right, it is possible.
Overnight success.
Yeah, well, isn't that funny? Overnight success at the age of 60, and one of the things that she talks about, one of the first books that I read of hers was a book about midlife. And sometimes we think when we get to be 50, 60, 70, it's really over. And we truly are in the back line. No, a lot of people do. You know that. But a lot of people do.
I know, but I've read about a lot of people who say I've done the best in my whole life in my later.
Correct.
I'm that guy.
That's where I was going.
Okay.
That's where I was going.
Hi.
And what she says. I don't know if you know this, but Colonel Sanders became a billionaire in his 80s.
God bless
At 65, he was dead broke.
Yeah.
He was divorced multiple times, I think, and all he had was this is a true story, his grandmother's chicken recipe. And the rest is history. But he was in his 80s when that happened. So Williamson talks about that. And I think it's beautiful because what she talks about is a lot of times we get to that point and we figure, listen, and one of my pet peeves is we don't revere our elderly in this country like we do. You know, in China, why people live so long? Because they move the parents in and the grandparents in and the great-grandparents. They revere their elders as a fountain of wisdom. You can quote me on that. We do not revere our elders. A fountain of wisdom is how people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and God bless, should be treated, Peter, as a fountain of wisdom. And yet, people that have not reached that. Ideally, when you get older, you should be acquiring wisdom. And how and why is that? Because we have more experiences. You and I, we've been there and done that, right? You and I have experiences that somebody in their 20s, 30s, or 40s, if for nothing else, I'm 60, and if somebody's 30, I've lived twice as long as they have.
Oh, mentally, I'm 90.
It means I've seen. It means that I've seen twice as much.
Yeah.
Now, could we have some similar experiences? Could they have lost a parent and I lost a parent? Of course.
Yeah.
But just life experience in general, you have more of it. Somebody who's 60, 70, and 80 has more than I do. Somebody who's 30, 40, 50 has less than I do,
But
Peter.
when you're young, listening to that, my father used to look at me and go, listen, I have more experience than you do. And I'm going, oh, yeah, Dad.
Oh, yeah, Dad. Right. Yeah, you old shit. Shut up. Right.
I miss
Heard your shit word.
No, he was right. He was right. But at the time.
Yeah, but did you think he was right at the time?
No. And I forgive, I ask for forgiveness for that day in, day out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, and a lot of times we don't realize that stuff until it's too late, right?
Yeah.
We don't.
Well,
and then we get there.
And, no, we've had our talks, but the thing is, after when it's over, it's over. And, you think about.
How old was your dad when he passed?
92. 92.
92?
Oh, no, both my mother. I lost my mother at 93, and I lost my father at 92. You
lost your mother recently?
No, 4 years ago.
My
father almost 2 years ago. Okay?
Okay.
You would say, God, you're lucky because of your situation is different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it, and I know I'm lucky, but you know that 150 could not be long enough. But yet my mother lost her father at 11 years old. You know what I mean? And there's so many stories. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But when you do, if you love these people, it doesn't matter. The pain.
Correct.
I guess it because a guy called me up and told a story a few weeks ago about him losing his mother at a certain age, and then somebody looked at him and said, "I lost my mother at 10 or 11." So how do you hold a candle to that? We all live to be there. You just there's no explanation. It's not a pissing contest.
Well, and it's also not a competition of grief, because if two people share a same experience, they don't share it in the same way.
No, it's so different.
See what I'm saying?
It's
so different. So so it's all how you
But then
process
the
that.
people that just like lost their parent at 10 years old, they'll never know the difference. But is there a difference? Sure. But what are you going to do? How do you can't justify it. You just, I feel for them. I go, I guess I'm luckier. I am. Believe me, this is
you are.
This is the whole reason I do this show. It's called Life with Peter G. It's life. I'm not talking about sports.
No, my dad was in his 60s, so I hear you. Yeah. You were lucky from that perspective, but I agree. It's all
I'm telling you, this is going to be one of those nights tonight, but it's the last show of the year, so I don't give a shit. Shit being the word tonight. Steve Harvey. Did you realize I didn't? I kept like channel surfing recently. I'm going, where the hell is the Steve Harvey show? Because he moved out of Chicago when you did his show years ago, and he
Yeah.
got a show in L.A. that was called Steve. And I'm going, where the hell is he? And I just recently figured out that his show got canceled.
It did get canceled. I think he said something or did something. Something happened.
He had a bigger piece of the pie on the New Deal coming to L.A., and I understand why he wanted to be in L.A. He wanted to be more accessible to celebrities. It was much easier to get bigger people, but he also got a much bigger piece of the pie, as if he didn't have enough. I mean, God bless him.
Right.
He's doing like 5 shows in a row. You know,
he's doing Family Feud,
Little
and
Big
radio
Shots,
and
Radio
else.
Network, all that shit. God bless him. Okay,
Right.
I get that. Do it while you can, but something happened, and the company, you know, NBC and whoever he signed the contract, they go, we're going to get what's her face for cheaper, and they just replaced him. Boom, and just like that, he was gone. Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson replaced him. She just won an Emmy. So
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what's so great about her, but okay, God bless her.
Yeah, I mean, nice
God
voice,
bless
and
her.
I
Nice
think she's a
voice.
good singer. But
She's very
yeah,
sweet,
they
she's
they
nice.
just renewed her show for 2 years. They did. I don't get it. But I'm not,
again, I don't know. I don't know the woman, but I'm looking at him going, okay, you know, great, you know.
But don't feel sorry for Steve Harvey for 1 second.
I'm not. I'm just going. We were talking about him real quick.
Not 1 second.
Yeah, it's like
Should you feel sorry for
he'll
that
live
guy?
on. No, he's good. He's good to go.
He'll be fine on his residuals.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. Yeah,
and everything else he's got going on. But
he's
you know,
good.
but I've heard his story. I mean, he's told his story. If you catch the right YouTube clip about, you know, his struggle to get to where he wanted to be, and with no money, getting to the Apollo and from South Florida, and I mean, it's a great story, and it's all about the story. I think we all have our stories. You know, that's the whole thing. So
well, let me just put it this way too. Some stories they get stretched a little bit. They become more exciting and whatever as they go on. That's all I'll say.
This
about
was
some
told
of these
by
folks.
I know, but this was told by him personally. And if he didn't tell the truth, then shame on him. But I believe he told the truth because it I don't know. It sounds right. Again, the overnight success is not overnight. You know what I mean?
That's absolutely true, and people are gonna, no matter when it comes along, they're gonna perceive it that way. You know what I'm saying? They are, and so it was like my friend reaching out to me and saying, "Oh my God, you know, I just typed your name into Google and all this stuff popped up." And and he was great. He was well. Actually, when he called me, he said, "Is this the famous Bob Paff?"
Yeah.
And I said,
It is.
And I said, I don't think so. Probably not. I said, who's calling? But that's what he said. It was really funny.
Yeah, I totally agree with that guy.
Yeah, probably not.
Like
Which
I said,
is very sweet.
When I can just sit here and, you know, show up and, you know, whatever. That's the whole thing. Okay, let's go. Let's get a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Again, we just entered overtime, and this is normal for me.
Yeah.
But there's so much in a month to talk to you about. And
this
is why I love it, and I don't care. People who want to listen, and people who don't have to.
Right.
You know, nobody's twisting their arm. I'm going there. So there's been a big. Well, there's been a big. You know, we're still in this big political debate of, you know, Trump not wanting to concede. You know, everybody bitches about Donald Trump always going to play golf at his place and stuff like that. I want to ask you a question. Back in the day, most presidents would go to Camp David. You remember that?
Yeah, it's in the Catoctin Mountains here in Maryland.
Nobody. Since he's taken office, I haven't heard that word at all. Have you?
Yeah, I think he's going to Camp David once.
Because that was their retreat, wasn't it? Like that was a place you can go where it's safe and it's this and that. So Trump.
It is. It's in the Catoctin Mountains in a place called Thurmont, Maryland. It's in Western Maryland.
Yeah.
And it was named after, I think it was David Eisenhower, Ike Eisenhower, Dwight D. Eisenhower's grandson, I believe. It was named after him. So to give you a little bit of history, because it is right here in Maryland.
Okay.
It's probably 2 hours or so away from me. And it was designed as a place that's close to Washington, D.C., that the president could go and get away. It's out in the cabin or out in the woods. I think it was at least one cabin. And now it's a compound.
It's a compound.
You know,
I mean, because they would have meetings there and stuff like, you know.
Yeah, that's where Jimmy Carter held the Camp David Peace Accords.
Exactly. So, I mean.
He had Begin and Sadat at Camp David, which is pretty cool. The Camp David Peace Accords.
Right.
So it
Last
was
time we ever heard
very
of
historic.
peace.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
But that's the thing. I mean, but he never goes there. Does this, I've never heard since day one him ever going there because he goes to his
As I
place.
said, I think he was there once, and I
Okay.
don't know why. As far as I know, there's no golf course there. There's a golf course out in Western Maryland where Camp David is, but I don't think Camp David itself has a golf course.
I guess
on the
my
property.
point being is like they're constantly breaking his stones about like he's going to play golf. How long does it take
Yeah.
to play golf? 3-4 hours? I mean, if you're playing, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
You
it
know,
does. If
so
you play 18 holes, sure.
Okay,
it does.
so you go and play there, but there's a whole other day that business can be taken care of. They just blow it out of proportion that, okay, he goes there. That's his home away from home. It doesn't mean he doesn't conduct business, but he goes and plays golf. Okay, shame on him. You know what I mean? They just it's like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, they're still to this day, right now, Christmas, he's over there in Mar-a-Lago or whatever the hell he's at. But he's still doing business, which as opposed to 6 o'clock this evening, which was or 5 o'clock this evening, 8 o'clock your time, he signed over the bill. They said he caved to political pressure to sign over this bill to give people $600 friggin' a month. Hoping to renegotiate. He said that they would renegotiate again down the road. What's your take?
Well, assuming it goes forward and assuming Biden won, I think you're going to have a whole. I think the bigger thing is what's going to happen in Georgia, because we're going to need to know who's going to control the Senate.
September 5th is going to be really, really good.
Right?
He's going. September. January 5th. He's going the 4th. He's going to be there on the 4th to.
Oh, is he?
Oh yeah, I just saw that before. Again, I was gearing up for you.
Yeah.
Because there's the fireworks have not even started yet. I really don't believe they have. I just,
really?
Oh, come on! But it's I don't believe this guy's that stupid. I mean, I think from 2 years or more, he's known what's going to. He's been getting kicked since the day he walked into office. And again, people.
I agree with that.
And it's like, you know what? People who love him or hate him or whatever, they hate him just to hate him. We talked about that. But the thing is, there are some, just issues going on with being an American citizen that people are just. I don't know. I just don't understand if they don't really get it, and I think that's the plain truth. But people are hell bent on like, well, listen, he won. Okay, Biden's going to make us, we're going to be a better country or whatever. But you know, and I know that shit's getting ready to go down in January.
Well, however it goes, and I don't pretend to know how it's going to go down. I know as much as you know as far as the Electoral College and Mitch McConnell.
Oh, he changed too. Uh-oh, you just froze. Please tell me I didn't lose you. Hello.
7 years is not the answer to our problems. I do know that.
We froze for a second, and I lost it. Believe it or not.
Oh, so anyway, what I was saying is, I know as much as you know the Electoral College, Mitch McConnell congratulating Biden, but so all that. But what I do believe in my heart, Peter, is, and I don't know how anybody can. Listen, this was more of a hate Trump vote than a like Biden vote. Biden ran this race out of his basement. I don't know how you can deny that, because he did.
Yeah,
there was no race. There was no race. I agree with you, and I also don't believe that that an 80-year-old man who's been in politics for 47 years is the answer to our problems, and a California senator who's got a more liberal voting record than Bernie Sanders. A lot of people don't know that. She's the most liberal senator there is. I don't think those two are the answer to our problems, and I'll get a lot of flack for that. I'll get a lot of shit for that.
Who cares?
Maybe your person will unfriend me, but
no, I doubt it. No, she's definitely. I know as high as she's.
But I believe that. I just don't. Come on, really. I mean, as an 80-year-old man whose mental health is at the very least in question, right? Is not the direction that we needed to go. And it's sad that hatred blinds people.
It's pretty screwed up.
It's a shame. Yeah.
It's pretty screwed up.
It is.
The thing is, okay, so I just,
sure.
I just know that he just changed the way we do things, period. But he got things done, whether you liked it or not. And nobody seems to understand that. They just look at it from a different perspective. I wish I wanted to completely drain the swamp. That's going to be a task still that has still said to be seen.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again,
Well, that ain't gonna happen if Biden does get
that
in
ain't
there,
gonna
because
happen.
you got all these people coming back in. That's what you got, right?
And he is. He's. Did you see the
He
cabinet?
does.
He's elected
Yeah.
people. It's like, who are these people? And they know nothing. And even the
Yeah.
people, the news media that backing him up, kind of confesses like they don't know nothing.
Well, they're going to turn on him or whatever. They gave him this. They didn't cover. The whole Hunter Biden thing there's a story there, and they didn't cover it.
It ain't over. Now there's, again, special counsel. That's a big problem. Look. At the end of the day, I seriously don't think that.
You think that's going to happen? You think?
I don't
Barr's
think,
gone
yes,
and Cohen
no,
is the new.
because Donald Trump is a hard ass. I mean, I don't blame the guy. I kind of understand it. It's like, screw you guys. You're not. You know, what's he got to lose? What does he have?
Oh, he's got nothing to lose.
He's got nothing to lose. And I got to tell you, and I thought about this a lot lately. I honestly think Donald Trump has changed as a man over these past probably 6 to 8 months. I mean, because even though he was so busy, when you're it reminds me of my divorce. You're so busy in the war, you're fighting. But once the war kind of is over, you really rethink things and you look at it. It's like, I think, he's still Donald Trump, but his passion, his real reasoning, which everybody thinks of, it's all about Donald Trump. I don't believe so. I honestly believe it has become more of a thing for him to fight for you and me, for this country. I think he really has found himself as a person. I do. And you can say, and not you, but you guys can say, oh, you're freaking out of your mind. But I do believe he's found an inner passion, a reason. It's like, because this is what was happening, and we are screwed without him. Not for him, but as a democracy, as a country. 1776. I told my daughter this the other day, or whatever, when they had the fight. It's like, doesn't mean it can't happen again.
Right.
It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't mean a thing. It does, just because we're okay doesn't mean we're okay. And
right. I agree with that.
So just Christmas Day, you mentioned briefly that you didn't realize that Nashville, they had this bomb that went off, this thing. Now, I'm watching this, and I finally picked it up, and as I'm watching it, I'm going, as we get smarter as people, because there's so much of this going on right now, and now they found remains of some guy who,
I did see that before you and I
They
went
gave
on.
warning because he didn't want to hurt people, but they don't really understand it. But it's by an AT&T building that it helped demolish, that has been hoarding or storing the Dominion voting machines. I'm going,
oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And I'm going, is this conspiracy bullshit, or is this they're just making up so much shit now that we're kind of getting onto this game?
Yeah.
They blew it up to, and then I heard there was a distraction because they blew that thing up, and somewhere else in New York, upper state New York, there's something else going on. I think people are getting tired of it, and it's going to come out. And again, whatever happens, believe me, I'm sure Trump knows exactly what the hell is going on. And
well, I don't think it's all over yet. We're gonna I tell you this though, man. I wake up every day, and expecting okay, what's going to happen today? What's it going to be today? And nothing really would surprise me. So whether it's an alert I get on my phone, or a text, or a call, or hey, did you hear this? Did you hear that? Or whatever. Because unlike maybe a year or so ago, I don't turn the news on first thing in the morning when I wake up. I have my coffee and I'll sit, and I still read my 3 or 4 newspapers every day, but I don't turn on the news. I mean, I just,
it's the same shit over and over.
In the morning,
what are they going to do without
horrible.
him? If he's not here, what the hell are they going to do without him?
Well, they're going to have to. If it bleeds, it leads. They need news. They need stories. It's going to have to be whoever. If it's not him, whoever replaces him, that's who it's going to be. So it's all about them. Listen, 6 major corporations. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. You and I talked about that. So if you own the channels and the vessels, you control the narrative, right? And so they need stuff to put in their papers.
It's just crap. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Earlier
It
this
is.
evening, a friend of mine texts me and he says, "How about lunch tomorrow?" And then he calls where we were going to go for lunch, outside dining, and he says, "I just called them. They're not doing outside dining." It's like,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, because I live outside of L.A. County. And so L.A. County, I mean, they've scared the shit out of people. They're
Sure.
it's just horrid. It's horrible. It's ridiculous. Newsom, I hope they burn his ass in the long run somehow or another.
Yeah, I heard they were doing a recall there against
I
Newsom.
got, you know what? Show me. I was listening where to sign up because believe me, I'm on that list. And because he's killing everybody and at no expense of his own. You know what I mean?
Well, I heard something that Congressman Issa, Darrell Issa, is a congressman, and I don't know if he's your congressman, but he's a California congressman who stepped down. I think he was decided to retire, and he just won re-election. I think 99.9% sure. And I thought that he had mentioned there was some kind of recall that was going on. Of course, he's Nancy Pelosi's nephew.
Exactly.
So
the whole birds of a feather. That's all I can say.
Right, and she'll do whatever she can to keep him in there.
I
or
want
whatever.
them all to be. That's my New Year's resolution and blessing, my hopes. And
listen,
dreams.
you can bet your ass he's a young guy. He's got higher political aspirations. I'm sure he sees himself as president one day. There's no question in my mind that guy.
I don't know.
What did he start out as? He was the mayor of San Francisco, wasn't he?
I have no idea. All I know is he's a freaking governor.
I think he was the mayor of San Francisco.
See, because again, I've never been so politically concerned about things up until these past year or two, because this is serious. It got to be because this show was not. We were not supposed to be talking about this stuff.
Yeah,
I was not supposed to be talking to you about this. We're supposed to be talking about life, but this is life, and life is pretty serious right now.
Yeah, I got more political on my show toward the end of it. I found myself, honestly, and I consider myself a moderate. I really do. I listen to both sides. I've voted for both sides in prior elections, whoever I believe in. Or it's hard to find people you believe in these days. But
that's right.
And I found myself with everything going on in Portland, everything going on in Chicago, everything going on in Baltimore, all these places. I found myself being pushed a little bit more to the more conservative side because it's just crazy. And I think some of the people that do pretend to be more open-minded and peace-loving are exactly the opposite. These movements, this destruction of property, of businesses, of burning churches and buildings and looting and all that kind of stuff is criminal, is what it is. And regardless of the side you're on, Peter.
Okay, I'm sorry, you just brought me back. A couple of weeks ago or a week and a half ago, they did a march in Washington again. There was Trump supporters. There was no burning. There was no looting.
No.
There was none of that.
No, you barely heard it or saw it covered, but the other stuff,
because believe me, if it was, you would hear about it. And again, this is the people. I wish I could wake up some of these people that are oh, get off it, just get off it. Trump's an asshole, and Biden, we're going to be a better. And I don't. But again, it's that fight about how do you believe that, and they go, how do you believe that?
Well, the mayor of Portland, Oregon, is also the police chief. And so,
really? It reminds me of a Lucy episode. Do you remember I Love Lucy? They went they were driving to California, and they got to some town in some southern town, and they got arrested. And so the guy was the chief of police.
I remember that. We take off. Right?
The judge, and they stopped it. Yeah. Nobody. We're dating ourselves, but I don't care. The thing was, he was all the above. The justice of the peace.
That's the guy in Portland, Oregon. He was everything.
How do you do that?
What?
I want that job.
Wait a minute. Let me go get the mayor. And then he comes back, and it's like, okay, I'm the mayor. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. It's crazy, man.
It's totally crazy. It's been a crazy year, and I'm gonna look. The next time I get to see you is going to be. January has 5 Sundays, so you get an extra Sunday to not have to
it's 5 Sundays. Okay.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Next Sunday I'm going to see you, and next month I'm going to see you on the 5th and last Sunday of January, and then we're going to talk about what has happened between now and then, which I have. That'll
be a great show, and
I think they're all great.
I'm in the process of moving, and I'm moving in the middle of January, and so probably the next time we do it, I'll probably have a roaring fireplace behind me. You might have seen one of those pictures that I posted of the roaring blue fireplace behind me. I think I'm
you
going to
can
set
put
this up.
behind you whatever you want, but you know,
Well,
you
that'll
go,
be the real deal. So we'll set that up, and it'll be my living
whatever
room.
you
We'll
want to
just
do.
set it up, and it'll be kind of cool.
It's like, you know, it's like dress to impress and all that kind of crap. I mean, honestly,
Yeah, man.
I don't want to have to do this, but I have to do everything. I just, you know, a little respect. I respect my people, my crowd, and believe me, I wish I was when we started out. I'm a t-shirt and jeans guy. I really am.
Yeah.
But I do understand that there's times like it doesn't kill me because I truly believe in what I do to get dressed for a lousy few hours a day. And the rest of the day, believe me, I'm in the trenches. I mean, I really am in the trenches.
I hear you, brother. And I was a corporate guy for so long.
And I was never a corporate guy because I was always
corporate, self-employed.
okay.
But
Me being a
very
musician, I look
upscale
at that.
guy.
I'm going, well, it was a different time. I had dark hair, long hair, and I was skinny, and I can get away with it.
Yeah.
And
I
now,
get it, man.
And now here we are. It's different times, but the thing is, the song remains the same. You know, it's like we're here for a reason. I'm here, you're here, and we're, God bless us. I was thankful that we're here, but we have done a pretty good job of covering the last Sunday of the year, December 27th, and this is show number 98. And again, when I see you,
Exciting.
God,
It is.
It's not,
it is.
I'm not always. I've never impressed myself, So that was the whole thing. But I am grateful. I guess that word again, grateful. I'm grateful that
you should. I wasn't even counting my show. I mean, I lasted the 2 years, but I wasn't even. I did a show a week, but I didn't. I didn't count it. So good for you. Congratulations.
It's a lot easier than it looks, right?
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, that's the whole thing.
Exciting.
It's like, especially I look at these things like people that hire and fire. I mean, they just don't care anymore. And I was talking to my producer, who I don't use anymore, and we were talking last night, and he's like, nobody gives a shit. They just don't. And I said, well, don't worry. I said, I'm just calling you because I haven't spoken to you in weeks. And we're still and just want to touch base, and it's like I never forget. So it's there's loyalty.
I'm with you, brother.
I have loyalty. I understand the corporate world's a lot of business, but I have loyalty because I never forget the people that help me get going where I need to go.
Yep.
So
I agree with you. I'm the same way.
Bob Paff, this is the last show of East Meets West for 2020. Right here, as far as I'm concerned, you're co-hosting this show with me. Thank you. It's equal billing. It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit about billing. The fact is, you bring something to the table. If there's anything you can leave everybody, my people, your new people, teens from Alabama. Is there anything? I know I'm just asking you off the cuff, but I mean, if there's anything you leave us for this year, because the next time we're going to see you is 2021, and I know that doesn't seem weird, but it's weird.
Yeah, it is. My thing is, and through this whole process, in these last couple of years of my reading, is just try to be true to yourself. I know it sounds trite and corny and all of that stuff, but just embrace your thoughts, your feelings, live an honorable, life. And I try to be transparent and to help other people. And I think putting other people, first and trying to help and all that is where we should be. And don't rush to judgment or to criticism or to whatever. But it's tough and people are suffering. I think there's more that we don't know. I think there's more to the other side that we haven't seen or heard yet. And a lot of people are really, really, really hurting and suffering. And so reach out to people, make a phone call, send somebody a text that you haven't spoken to, go visit somebody if you can. I know that all in-person stuff is tough. And hopefully, I know we all want to get 2020 behind us. We'll start off in 2021 and a clean slate, hopefully, to some extent. So those are my parting 2020 words.
All right.
Guy?
And taken, and they're going to be here. They're going to live on. As you know, my show goes to YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, kind of. things that where can you be found, Bob? Tell everybody where Bob Paff can be found.
Probably the main. I'm on Twitter. I'm not a big Twitter guy. I'm not. I'm just not. Facebook. There are multiple Facebook pages. The Bob Paff Show still has a live page. Google, LinkedIn is a big platform for me, but it's a different platform.
Sure.
It's not the personal sort of connection, more of a business connection, obviously, there, but it's a big platform for me. My book, people can go to Amazon. They can certainly find the book. They can download the book. I've recorded the book in my own voice. I'm very proud of it. I'd also like to let people know
it's on Audible.
It's on Audible.
Oh,
in
good.
my
I love
voice.
that because I can't read.
Yeah, yeah. No, people just love that, and
I do.
And it's a memoir. So for people who don't really understand, the title is Communicating to Win in Life, Love, and Business. And yes, I've got a business background, and yes, there are aspects of it that will help you in your business. But it's a memoir. It's my personal story and my trials and tribulations and my failures and successes around the topic and the art of communication. So 75-star reviews on Amazon, which is pretty good, I think. I'm not Marianne Williamson yet, but
look, I was.
But that's pretty good, right?
I'm the procrastinator again. I feel I have a good book in me of stuff of just life, but I just can't sit down long enough to put it together. I was talking with Jennifer Perry last week because she's a publicist. And
yeah, I saw that. That looked like an
and she's good.
Yeah.
She was fun. And but easier said than done. It's like pick and choose what you want to do, and you've got that. And at the time when I was originally talking to you, you had another one in you. I mean, it's like
I've got 2 or 3 more.
I'm sure you did.
I've started
taking the time to do it.
Yeah. I sat down and banged out 4 pages one day, which might not sound like a lot, but the first book's about 16,000 words. And once I sit down, I can sort of do all that, but you got to get the outline together. But I've got more. 1 was a big deal, an accomplishment, but I think 2, 3, or 4 will be really solidified in my place. So
again,
I got to do it.
Yeah, and life, God willing, is full of
certainly the last 2 years have been. Yeah, it's been tough. It's been keeping my head above water, that's for sure. Some days maybe not.
But we're here. We're here.
We're here. I hear you, brother.
All right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, guy.
Honestly, I believe me when I tell you again, and I say that probably every year, but I look forward to the new year. I do. I'm very grateful for waking up every day. And,
you are.
And for wherever our journeys are going to take us, one way or another, it's going to take us, and we're going to do the best that we can. So I look forward to seeing you again, East meets West, Bob Paff, Baltimore's Bob Paff, right here on this show, hopefully. If the world is still here, hopefully right here, and then we'll see what happens, okay?
Sounds good, brother.
Great.
All right.
I appreciate your time.
We'll talk to you soon.
And thank your daughter for giving you to me for an hour and a half and late. But you know what? Again, everything happens for a reason, right?
It does.
It does.
I believe that.
All right. I love you.
I believe that,
see
my
you
friend.
later.
All right. Love you too, my friend. Thank you.
Peace. See you.
Bye.
Wow. There you go, folks. That's right. While I transition, I don't have people. I don't have people. It sucks not having people. Uh-oh. The infamous Baltimore's Bob Paff. Great show, right? I just think it's good stuff. I do. That's my personal opinion, okay? We all have opinions. But life is full of choices. You can take what you want to do and take what you want to do with your time. I appreciate those who take the time to watch this show. And the reason being is because life is full of choices. If you get something good out of this, I hope you do. I don't just do this just to do it. I got better things to do. Believe me. I could be doing other things. I could be watching TV right now. But I don't. Because I love what we do. And I love you guys for just being dedicated and giving me your time. But if you really want to make a difference, again, you need to share. All right? This is how it's going to happen, because when one day things change over, you're going to, God, I remember that guy. I remember that guy when he was like doing this stuff. I remember that guy when he was doing this stuff. He was like on Facebook. Time is changing. I'm telling you. There's a lot of things that go on during the week besides this show to make this show a bigger show. Because I want to make this show bigger and better for you guys. Because I want to be more entertaining. I want to bring music. I want to bring music people. I want to talk about life. We've been doing that. It's just a little different. A lot different. 2020 is on the edge of being right out the door, all right? It's been a weird year, but I'm very thankful that we are still here. Thanks to you. Thanks to me being able to wake up every day and bring this to you, okay? Thank you, Bob Paff. That man gives his time to us every month to bring something to the table, and rightfully so. Next week, I hope, I'm working on it, I'm pretty sure we're there, I have Dr. Bindi Babu. Dr. Bindi Babu, PhD. We're going to talk about like some weird, heavy stuff, okay? Narcissism. It's a lot of, I was getting ready to say fucked up people. Oh, I just did. There's a lot of screwed up people in this world. She studies that stuff and talks about that stuff, and she's really smart. She's from New York City. New York City! We're going to talk to her about this stuff because it's detrimental. I mean, when it comes to, again, remember, life with Peter G. And there's a lot of people that have to put up with that crap and don't know any better and fall into that trap. And it sucks. We're going to talk about it next week. Next week is going to be January 3rd, starting off the new year, show number 99. Number 99, people. 2 weeks away from our 100th anniversary show. I can't say that enough. 100th anniversary show. I'm hoping I can put together a compilation of stuff to watch and talk about, okay? I'm hoping I can. At this point right now, I have doubts in myself, but you know what? I'm one of those kind of guys that get under pressure. When the going gets tough, I get going. All right? So I want you to be here. Next week, Dr. Bindi Babu from New York City, PhD, talking. We're going to be talking a lot about narcissism and people that just are so screwed up that thrive on screwing you up in the name of love. It's messed up. I want to thank Bolt Energy. Bolt Energy. Could not be here if it wasn't for Bolt Energy, right? Electrify your senses. No preservatives. Tastes great. Enriched with vitamins and antioxidants. If you can't find Bolt Energy, go to www.drinkboltenergy and find out where you can find it. If you go into stores and ask for it, simple. Say, hey, you guys carry Bolt Energy? And you go, I don't carry Bolt. What is this Bolt Energy? Say, hey, get it, dude. We'll buy it. I like the way it tastes. Yeah. All natural, all right? For an energy drink, go try to find an all-natural energy drink. It doesn't exist unless you go to Bolt Energy. So, away with the myth of energy drinks are bad for you. This is a good energy drink, all right? They're workout fanatics. Go get you some. 2021 is going to be a big year. I'm going to see you next year, right here. Things are going to be changing. I apologize for the audio problems that Facebook is giving me. I don't know what's causing it, but it's going to take me probably another month or two, whatever. Just deal with it. I mean, we do. It's such a small fraction in the show. I just don't like bumps in the road. I dream of the day when things are smooth sailing. I could just be me, whatever that is. I want to thank all my lurkers for watching. I love all of you. I try to do more call-in shows and all that, but you guys just don't want to call in. You want to watch. It saddens me. I wish you would be more participating, but you know what? I'll take it. One at a time. Just one at a time, right? Happy New Year. I wish the best for everybody. I know it's been a bitch of a year, but if you're listening to this, we're all still here, and it could be a lot worse. I know that there's people who've probably gone through tragedies, losing loved ones. Believe me, I've got people in my life that have suffered and are suffering from COVID-19. It exists. But don't believe that it's as bad as it is. I mean, people die from things every day. Falling off a ladder. They just have there's a big issue in understanding what really is real and what is not real. This social media stuff has gone way crazy, off the hook. We don't know who to believe, what to believe anymore, and if you keep watching things, yeah, thank you. If you keep watching things long enough, you may believe it. And don't believe everything you see, all right? I'm just sorry. I'm not going to buy in, and believe me, as I get stronger, I will speak louder. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I was never that guy. But it is what it is. Thank you, Bob. Bob just said thank you. Don't forget to check Bob Paff out. You can find him on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. Bob Paff. Real simple. Follow him. Join in. He's real. We're real. You're real. And I want to thank you for letting us be real. All right? I'm going to leave you now at an extended show, as always. I'm never going to be able to have if I ever get an hour show, somebody else is going to have to figure out how I can do it. So right now I have way too much to talk about, and I will. All right? Love you guys. Don't take any shit from anybody, but don't be an asshole. All right? It's real simple. Be kind. Life is for the living. Do it. And it's short. So get it together, people. All right? I love you. I'll see you later.
Peter G. Show.